Okay, so when we were lying in bed and all that, when he was stroking me especially, how I interpreted that already at that stage is he's stroking me so that I will get aroused, so that I will kiss him and play with him. So from my perspective, from the entire beginning of, you know, the series of events, from the beginning, he was already directing and pushing and driving the situation. And I was being pushed and being directed and being driven into something. Because remember, if you watched previous videos, I had an idea about sexuality, that it was bad and it was wrong, after watching listening material and creating my idea about it. So for me, sex was like, I can't go there, you know, it's just bad and wrong. But at the same time, him stroking me was so nice, you know, and then I was actually getting aroused and I was like, I wanted to actually go there. So it was like this temptation, but it was a sin, so I couldn't go there, you know. And he was then obviously the devil who was trying to lead me into temptation. So that was my experience, nothing innocent about it. So yeah, okay, I was getting aroused and I was like, oh God, no, you must stop trying to tempt me to, you know, actually go and have fun with you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. But then I gave in to the temptation and yeah, I turned around and we started kissing and playing around and stuff like that. And I was actually enjoying the entire thing, but at the same time I was still thinking it was bad and wrong and that we shouldn't be doing it. So after we were playing and stuff, yeah, I went to talk to the girls and, you know, I think I didn't say much about it, just like, yeah, we played and stuff like that. Just like very vague, but I did feel like not alright, like, because I believed it was dishonest no matter how you put it. If you do that, it's bad.
Oh, and I was Bernard's son.
Oh yeah, and he's Bernard's son, so I thought that was like triple bad. Like you can't get it more bad than that. You know, you have like the self-honest, how, you know, this is my perspective, my view at that stage. You know, the most self-honest person on the planet, and then his son, I am now being dishonest with him. It's most terrible and most, you know, yeah, how do you say it? The most sinful way you can imagine. So, yeah.
It's pretty much, from her perspective, it's like trying to have sex with Jesus.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
No, imagine, yeah. You're sinning with Jesus. How would you feel? Okay, obviously this was my entire experience that I created for myself, you know, so don't take it too seriously. Okay, so I was still feeling crap about this entire thing because it was just, you know, it was just not right. At the same time I wanted to, but then there was this huge thing of, I don't want to do this because it's so wrong, and oh my God, what is Bernard gonna think? I just couldn't look at Bernard, especially in the eye. I would just like avoid him, and he would be laughing at me. I was like very strange.
But that's actually later on.
Yeah, but I mean that point still continued for a while.
Yeah, no, but I mean it only started where he actually started avoiding Bernard really more later on that week.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, so I went to leslie-joh and I said, we have to speak and we have to talk about this because, you know, this is just wrong and you have to stop this. Because from my perspective, he was doing this, you know. I was just like the victim who was being trapped into his mischievous plans, you know, whatever. So, from my perspective, if he stops, then I won't be doing anything wrong, so it's all his fault. So it was like he had a strange face, and I interpreted it as as a guilty face. And actually it was a confused face. At that stage I couldn't tell the difference yet. So I was like, oh, see, he's guilty, you know, everything fitted still to me, like, he did something wrong, I told him he must stop, he's guilty, and he says he won't do it again. Okay, cool.
I didn't actually say that, I just said, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying this is my interpretation of the situation, of that conversation. So, okay, I was fine because, I fixed it. It's not gonna happen again. And,
you know what?
what?
I forgot, before we actually spoke again, we actually had sex again. Before I spoke to you. After you told me we must stop the next night, we had sex, and then only did I speak to you.
Oh yeah, right.
Jesus, that really confused the living shit out of me, because she told me, because again, this was before I spoke to Gim actually. We had the first night of sex, of that. Then she told me that I have to stop, and then the next day she comes to me and we're watching a movie, and then she starts having sex with me again. And I was just confused as all shit. And then after that she tells me again that you have to stop. And I was just like, what? I was like, whoa, wait, what? Then I started actually getting pissed off. Then I went and I spoke to Gian, and then he suggested that I speak to her. Jesus, that really confused the shit out of me. And that really reinforced the fact of how the fuck can you think it's me if you afterwards come back to me and you have sex with me again and you tell me I must still stop doing this. I mean, seriously, it was like as if I was sitting there going, come to me. That's what she was pretty much telling me that I have to stop doing, is I have to stop being there at all. And I was just like, what the fuck is she talking about?